impressed me the most was, you know, at the end of the day, after everybody was done joking around, or just as we were here as a group, was really the professionalism with everybody. I was really impressed with that. You know, there are a lot of people have a sales background here, but a lot of people have other backgrounds as well. And when it all came together at the end of the day, the professionalism was the thing that really, you know, stood out with me. And then my 30-day commitment is the 10 to 12 interviews, quality interviews per day. I've gotten into a thing where I go out and I'm like, yeah, I got to get at least 4 sales today, and it'd be great if I had them by 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock, and I'm just putting myself under all this pressure. So I got to get away from that because I want to be in this for the long term. And I think if I stick with those 10 to 12 interviews, that'll be a long-term goal for me. So.
Thank you.
Ryan, thank you for all of your guidance this week to your small group and for all the contributions that you've been giving to NFIB and to the rest of the class. I know that the class learned a lot from you, and I look forward to seeing your name in the connection.
Thanks. Appreciate it. Chuck and William, I'd like to say it's been an absolute pleasure working with you and getting to know you this week. 2 fine gentlemen, and again, thanks for your help and support and fun that we had this week. It was an absolute pleasure. So, Chuck, you want to?
What impacted me the most was probably a couple of things. I think first and foremost, coming here for the whole week and meeting all of you guys and knowing that y'all have the same desires, passions that I do. They're having the same roadblocks, hurdles, I think, as well. And we started getting into a little bit of a rhythm. And whenever we first started out, we were all successful, and all of a sudden we're hitting that roadblock, and almost unequivocally everybody is saying, man, this couldn't have come at a better time. And so that definitely holds true for me. I think also here in Randy and his thing about people need time, money, freedom, clout, place, event, and information. And we're able to at least provide half of that with clout, a place, event, and that information. And if the people, and we're able to present it in such a way by developing our talents and habits, the opportunities are out there. And so it's up to us to be able to take on that passion and maintain that passion about NFIB and what we're doing for small business. As far as the 30-day commitment, like Sebastian too, you know, my closing ratio is not too bad. I get out there and with my territory make maybe 6 presentations a day and close 3 or 2 or whatever, and so the numbers weren't really bad, but as we've all learned, it is, we start beating ourselves up, but commit myself to at least 10 to 12 quality presentations a day, and do that by also improving my pre-planning the night before, and to increase my closing ratio by also memorizing the objections, the rebuttal to the objections. So it's been a pleasure.
Chuck is very specific and very analytical and very to the point. And real quick, one thing I didn't know if you guys knew this about him, but he was telling me this the other day. The day you had your interview with NFIB was the day that you had your situation, your problem, and he went to the interview, and then the next day or 2 days after, you were in intensive care for a couple weeks. So I didn't know if you told those people that story. It's kind of personal, so I'm not getting into the personal parts about it. What I told them, I'm like, man, that's unbelievable. So.
First of all, I want to say what a pleasure it's been to meet all of you and get to know you. I guess the biggest impact I've had, there have been plenty of them this week, but to be honest, was the need for improvement on what I do. Obviously, I think I've seen a lot of people do it very well through the week. There's room for improvement for all of us, I'm sure, but there are some things that I really saw through this training class that I need to improve. And the one I think is most important for me as a part of my goal is to get into the interview. think that's been my biggest weakness of all. So that's my commitment, is to get into the interview, the presentation, and also I'll be working very rural area, but I'm going to commit to 9 to 10 presentations every day.
Well, overall, William was pretty quiet in our group, and it was a good thing because Chuck and I would just sit there and nonstop chatter and joke around and goof around. And also, I'd like to thank you for yesterday, putting up with me, saying, stop, turn around, stop. You know, and all the junk that I
I'm gonna go kill us
through.
both.
Yeah. So.
No, I learned
thanks.
a lot from you. I enjoyed working with you yesterday. So.
Well, thanks, it was a pleasure, it was fun. So, thanks.